We've been checking in on the status of flooding all across Whatcom County this morning, and joining us now is the Deputy Director of the Whatcom County Sheriff's Office, John Gargett. John, now that it's a little bit lighter outside, what is your team seeing in terms of the conditions out on the roadways this morning?
Well, the roads haven't gotten any better. We're beginning to see a little bit of a reduction in water up in the Everson-Sumas area, but it's starting to come up, and I believe right now Interstate 5, it is closed in Ferndale northbound, and they expect to close it southbound shortly. They'll try to keep it open as long as possible, but right now there are flaggers on the southbound lanes of Interstate 5, State Patrol letting people go in the right lane, but that water's coming up. There are other areas around the county where road impacts have become very obvious. Birch Bay-Linden Road between the freeway and Birch Bay is now possibly a culvert collapse is now shut down. We're just seeing road impacts all over the county, and we're seeing more this morning than we knew even earlier in 4 a.m.
Oh, wow. And we're still advising people now not to travel if they absolutely do not have to, correct? Or are there some routes that are still available for those that need to get to, essential tasks?
It's getting more and more difficult. Our advice is that if you don't need to travel, not travel. I know it seems odd. The sun's out. It looks nice. But with the freeway shut down on the south end, down at Nully Road, and, now the north side up in Ferndale, there's no good alternatives. So we're recommending if you don't need to travel, don't. I know one person from the Birch Bay area needed to get to Ferndale to go to work, and it took her an hour and 40 minutes.
Wow. And that's flooding, that's traffic. There was plenty of traffic backups earlier this morning, I-5 North. It looked like traffic was almost at a standstill for a minute there. Is that still the case near Nully Road?
Yes.
Okay. So word of advice, probably don't use I-5 and stay home if at all possible. And rescue crews up in Sumas and Everson are also still working this morning to try and get folks out of those towns. What are the operations like up there this morning?
The operations in Everson, Nooksack, Sumas are just as hot and heavy this morning as they were yesterday. They are still getting people out. We are in the process right now of setting up some larger shelters outside that area, and we're planning on moving right now probably 100 to 200 people from that area to the new shelter locations.
Okay. So there are several shelters that are open for people. Where are they located, and how can people head to them?
So there are a couple of shelters in the Nooksack area, and then there are also some shelters in the Sumas area. Now, I'm reluctant to put those out there because right now we really don't want people going there without being escorted there basically in that area by one of the fire or law enforcement or volunteers out there. But we will get the people across. In Linden, we're currently setting up those locations. I'd rather not disclose those right now, simply because we want to make sure that we get the people there that need to be there.
Absolutely.
But I'd be happy to talk about that later today.
Sure. And we'll have a full link to those once they're revealed later this morning or later this afternoon, rather. The Deputy Director of the Whatcom County Sheriff's Office, John Gargett. John, thank you so much for all of your words of wisdom throughout the past couple days, and to your team, thank you so much.
Oh, no, thank you guys. Appreciate it. And, I do have to say, it's been about the volunteers in the community. It's been about the fire districts. It's just phenomenal, the people that are out there doing the real work.